What up, people? This is Nas with Mass, middle age still single. If you like the content, hate, like, subscribe, but mostly subscribe. We appreciate the views. Keep following. Peace.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is Nemo. And we got a full crew today. We got a good topic coming up. But first, let's meet the guests. Well, not the guests, actually. These are the crew. Let's start with my least favorite man on the crew, Robert. What's going on, buddy? Okay, I can see he's ready to go. Hey,
I'm ready to go.
what's going on, Smooth Nas? What we got? How's it going? Yeah, we all need that. What? Hey, let's talk about Mitch. Mitch, what you got going on?
Doing well, Nemo. I'm doing well. I don't know why you're picking on Rob. He just gave you credit to being number one, my man.
No, I won't say that. I won't say give me anything. That will never give me anything. But anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about today. Today we're here to talk about money. We're here to talk about American way of spending money compared to the foreigner way of spending money. So for the past couple of days, I think we had a good discussion. So I'm going to start right off the bat. Somebody on this panel said, why do you make money? What's the reason of making money is to spend it. So I'm going to go to my boy right now, Mitch. Can you please give us a good definition of the reason we make money is to spend it? What exactly does that mean?
Well, I think it's different for everybody. Not everybody makes money to spend it. Some people make money to hoard it. Some people make money to hold it other others because it's a status symbol. Others make money because they want to enhance their life in the areas that it pleases them. And that's where it comes in line with me. I want to make money, and I make money, and I work for the purposes of my enjoyment, my pleasure, and that includes my enjoyment, my pleasure also includes taking care of family. So when I say I'm earning money and putting it aside so that I can then go out and spend it on the things that I want, in most cases it's travel for me. But I also want to help my boys get set up as they grow older and get married and have kids. So as far as the American way of spending, I'm probably in a different 10% than mainstream America. I don't try and keep up with the Joneses. I don't buy depreciating assets. I think it's important that if you're going to spend money, you definitely have to spend for an appreciating asset and something that's going to pay you dividends later. But at the same time, you've got to step back. In my view, what's always been for me is I've got to spend it for me to appreciate why I'm working so hard to make it. So that explains the 3 to 4 trips a year of traveling, and that could even be within the United States. But I earn it so that I can spend it, but I spend it on things that are going to please me, please my family, and create a secondary income further down the line. That's how it relates to me.
Okay, all right. That was a bunch of crap. That was just crap right there. So let me rephrase the question.
I knew he was
Okay,
going there.
so better. Okay, what would you do? What do you do with the extra money that you have, Mitch?
It goes into savings or investments.
Okay, so do you use it to travel, just like you just said a couple of minutes ago? Do you travel? Any of that?
It's my extra money that I put aside for various things like investments and for savings. And then over a period of time, when I've created a fund big enough, then yes, I will spend some of my savings on travel. I will spend some of my savings on helping my boys buy their first car like I did years ago. I will spend some of my savings on going somewhere or buying birthday presents, things like that. But none of that goes without also buying something for the future, which would be investment funds or adding to my IRA or real estate investing. So
okay. So let me follow up on that. what is money to you? What is money? What is money used for? Beside the bill, what is the definition of money? What does it do? What do we need it for? Beside bills and the basic stuff that you've said.
All right. You asked me what it means to me.
Yes.
Money is freedom.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
Okay. All right.
And, yep.
Go ahead. Finish your thoughts.
I was going to say, and freedom can be kind of a broad answer there. Freedom of time, freedom of stress, freedom of enjoyment, freedom of travel, freedom of pretty much doing what I want when I want. So there's a lot of freedoms there that money allows you to do.
Okay. I like that. That was a better take, Mitch. That was a better take. Nas, let's go to you. So what do you think, Nas? What we got? What do you think about money?
Give me a more
Okay. All right.
question, because I know you're going to do it anyway.
All right. So what would you do with the extra money that you make? Okay.
Extra money goes into savings, unless I'm building towards something to earn the extra money, right? Like if I want a 2-piece and a biscuit,
Okay.
and I'm gonna save extra to get that 2-piece. You understand what I'm saying? That extra is going towards something
Okay.
that gives me joy, right? So that's what I would use.
So
the extra
money to you. So it's hard for me to say this. So money is pretty much the extra money that you make is mainly for your entertainment. Is that correct?
Part of it, right? So I have a set aside amount of money that goes towards retirement, that goes towards all these specific goals, right? If I have money extra on top of that, then I do something that's my equivalent to ice cream. And right now, ice cream is
all right. We'll get
2
to
pieces. I'm here for I'm gonna quote my hero over there. I'm here for a short time and a
Rob.
good time, not a long time. No, I mean, but if we're getting serious about it, absolutely. If I make extra money, I have that money set aside for. If I've already secured my emergency fund, if I've already put enough money into all of my investments, I've maxed them out, right? And then I have money that's just extra. Either I'm going to do like you and start a business, right? Or I'm going to find some other way for that money to make money, or I'm going to use that money for my enjoyment. Because if I wouldn't be enjoying myself if I didn't have all the other things taken care of already. Right? So if there's extra and all of those things have been covered, then like if my emergency fund wasn't already to where I wanted it to be, then I don't have extra money. Right? Because you can't have needs and think you have extra. And so I think that that's something that Americans are unclear about, is they think that because they got a full check that they got money, but they haven't really taken care of their financial needs and some of the future things that they're going to have to do with that money. Because there's always going to be something that comes up. The moment that you don't have money,
I
you're going to have something that
understand
comes
that. And
up.
that's one thing about, quote unquote, I'm the only foreigner here. So that's when it comes to American wants to work for 6 months and go to vacation. It feels like they deserve a vacation for a month. So they work for 6 months, make all that extra money, go on vacation, come back and do it all over again. It's like repetition of suffering, basically. But we're going to get to that. I see Rob has Has something to say. Go ahead, Rob. What we
Yeah,
got?
do I gotta wave a goddamn flag, man, with something? Can
Go
I
ahead.
really get in here? God
Go
damn.
ahead, Rob. I'm
right.
bringing you in. I'm bringing you in. Come on in.
Listen, let me tell you something. We are not guaranteed tomorrow. All right, we are not. I work in a medical field, and I see people every day who thought they had more time to do the stuff that they want to do. All right, now listen, I'm not delusional. Like I'm, at the age that I am, I've got a couple of some high risk health issues that, thank God, are not affecting me now. But shit, I'm gonna live it up, man. God forbid something should happen to me, or something should happen to you three, or one of you three. I'm gonna enjoy our experience, and I'm gonna blow it out. All right, and I am here for a good time. Hell with a long time. We can't predict the future, so I'm gonna do it up. Listen, if I got enough money to get on a goddamn plane, all right, and enough to just to cover the bills, I'm not worried about savings. I got a little something going on, and I got some equity in my house. I will survive. But let me tell you something. With this trip that we about to go on, I won't be worrying about money. All right, I'm bringing a lot to spend, and we're gonna do it up. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. It's gonna rain in Thailand.
Me too, bro.
It's gonna rain in
Me
Thailand.
too.
Okay, so
Yes,
so can
sir.
you
We're gonna bring the
before you
rain.
started, you said a key word right there. You said what is not guaranteed. Can you repeat that?
Life is not guaranteed. Listen, man. The truth is, I could get up, or as much as I drive about 30 hours a week. God forbid something could happen to me at any time. All right. So, like, my existence is on a day-to-day basis. That's how I feel in my head. I will never sit back, if I'm 80 years old and regret doing the stuff that I've done to have a good time, and with the friends that I know and the family that I know. I don't have kids, bro. So I ain't got nobody to leave it to. So I'm gonna go out dead broke. Dead broke. I want zero in the bank when I walk out.
So that is the American mentality right there. That is the mentality that's just killing everybody. First of all,
so that's Nas is American and Mitch is American. They don't have that mentality. That's a me mentality.
No, I'm gonna get on them pretty soon. Okay,
right,
this is you. Let me get on you for a second. Okay,
go ahead, man. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so life is not guaranteed. So that's just like saying people that smokes, they're like, well, I'm gonna die anyway, so I'm gonna smoke. It's the same concept. So life is not guaranteed, so I'm just gonna waste my life away. I'm gonna spend all my money away.
You're mixing metaphors. Not even close to being the same thing.
What do you mean? Okay, go ahead, Mitch. What do you mean, Snap? Give me a perfect example of what he just said. He's telling me life is not guaranteed, so I can do whatever I want to do. So if you're smoking, I'm going to smoke anyway because I'm going to die anyway. So what difference does that make? So that's almost I'm going to kill myself.
That's not the American culture. That's not the American culture thinking. That's not the way of thinking. The American culture does have a problem with budgeting and spending. I'll give you that. But saying that we're going to die anyway, so I'm going to try and speed it up is not the general consensus of the American people. That is, I don't know what you're seeing where you're at, but that's a really bad, I want to say it's a fallacy or an improper logic. What I think Rob is saying, actually, I'm not even going to quote what I think Rob is saying. What I'm saying is that, in my experience, I've seen people kill themselves their entire lives to make way for their family and to buy the certain creature comforts that we all want, a house. We want to furnish it. We want a nice car to get us to and from work, but they never, ever, ever take a vacation. And here they are, my age or even older. I can point to several of my friends and several examples where they're very highly successful people, but they put work before everything else. And now they're in their 60s and they can't do the traveling that they want to do, or they can't do the things that they want to do because they have to heal from a hip surgery, and they can't go after that because they've got to have the second hip surgery right after. That's just one case. In another case, it's their heart is bad. They can't do the physical hiking of tours. I have some friends of mine that just came back from Israel. He's got one bad eye. He wears a patch. He's been going through this glaucoma thing and detached retina for a year now. And they didn't cancel their Israel trip. So they went, and he must have fallen, he said, 4 or 5 times because he's got no depth perception. And the one thing he kept saying in his story is it was every ounce of blood that he lost on the steps in Israel was worth it, because he really wanted to be there and he wouldn't have turned it away. But the one thing he would have changed is he would have done all of his traveling when he was younger, when he would have more energy for the day to go longer days. His 8-hour tour days were cut down to about 4 or 5 because he couldn't keep up with the tour group. So keeping that in mind, a lot of people are doing the things that they give them joy and give them culture. I travel for the culture and to learn about how other people live. I want to do it while I still can. There's no promise that 10 years from now, when I'm in my 60s, that I'm going to be able to do any of that. So I'm going to work my ass off as hard as I can now. And then in between, when I have some time, I'm going to go spend it. I'm going to be like Rob. I'm going to splurge on my friends. I'm going to have a good time. It does not mean I'm going to spend everything I have in the bank, but it means that I have saved for this moment and I'm going to share it with someone, or I'm going to spoil myself. I have a couple of high-end trips I want to take here in the next 2 years. I've got to save for it, but I also have to be in physical shape to do those trips because I didn't do them earlier.
Okay, so how do you? So you don't care about wealth, basically, right? Because I know you said something about.
Wealth. Of course I do.
Okay. So how do you grow your wealth with that mentality? Because you just said
I put money aside. I didn't say I spend everything that I make. I put money aside.
What do you mean put money aside? What is it in the savings account?
Either stocks or my IRAs. Real estate investing. It's going to go into real estate. There's a number of things you can do it. But what I'm saying is the mentality is there that a portion of my money goes to my future. And don't tell me I don't like wealth. You can't say that about anyone here.
No. Because all you keep saying is put money on side, but there's no. I just don't see any. I mean, if you're gonna say you put your money on side, I just want to know where that money is being placed. Because we all want to grow wealth. The thing that bothers me about American is everybody works, but nobody. It's like you work and you spend it, and you work and you spend it. And trust me, I get it. You want to enjoy yourself. It's I mean, why not? I mean, you work your butt off. You should be enjoying yourself. But my concept is, if I work so hard, the money that I make, I want to be able to take that money. I want that money to make me money. So I mean, you guys have seen me. I live, I'll say, below what I should be living. I live beneath myself.
Beneath your means, exactly.
Beneath my means. Thank you. It's not because I can't afford certain things. It's because I'm trying to grow my wealth. But American thinking is completely different from that aspect. I'll take Rob first. And you guys, and the money that you make, you spend it on things that you don't need to spend it on. And I just think Americans waste money on certain things. You take Rob, for example. Rob, how many ties do you have?
How many ties do I have?
Yeah, how many ties?
Maybe 15.
15.
Yeah.
How many times do you go out a month?
Dude, first of all, hold on, man. So that's a shitty example because every grown ass man.
Answer the question.
Every grown ass man should have some ties in their closet, man. I have ties in case I need to go somewhere, right? I have stuff in case I need to.
Okay, in case you need to. When was the last time you went somewhere?
Dude, I don't particularly like ties, but listen, most of my ties were bought. They were bought years ago, and I keep them around because every man should have that.
Okay, that's perfect. So, if you go to Thailand, are you planning on getting more ties?
Listen, I was gonna buy us ties as far as a gift. I was gonna have our logo put on there, and it was just a gift for us. Do I like clothes? Yeah, I like clothes. All right, I'm not gonna apologize for that bullshit. For what your thing is. Like you're an obnoxious foreigner talking shit about the American way of doing things. You're an American now. All right.
I don't doubt that.
You're an American now. So it's just like those Bible thumpers, right? Those pushing their way of thinking on everybody. Why don't you respect everybody's way of thinking? If I want to spend my goddamn money, let me spend my goddamn money.
Oh yeah.
If Nas wants to spend his money, why don't you let Nas spend his money? Why you want to come off condescending like your way is the only way to do this?
No, I never said my way is the only way to do it. I never said that.
Listen
Okay,
to
don't
the
put words
video.
in my mouth.
Listen to
Well,
the video. That's the way you came off. Check
okay,
yourself.
okay.
And
I
don't
will
bring a
check
knife
myself before I wreck myself. How's
to,
that?
and don't bring a knife to a gunfight, brother. Don't bring it. You better
Hey,
come.
I'm just saying. You guys, Americans spend money
Get your
on
guns
things they don't
loaded,
have
baby.
to spend money on. That's what
No,
I'm trying to say.
no argument there.
Just
Okay.
get
Okay,
in
go
here.
ahead,
Nemo,
Nas.
let me
Go
jump
ahead,
in.
Nas.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in real quick. Okay, there is a truism in what you're saying, but it's not as large as you're making it, right? The problem is not that Americans don't really care about what you're talking about. The problem is there is an economic issue that you have to consider. A lot of people are working just to make it. It's not like they're paying a wage. Everyone is earning enough money to be able to have money to set aside to do these kinds of things, right? Now, if you talk to people who are earning a certain amount of money like us, we are doing some of those things that you're talking about. There's a lot of Americans, they work their butts off all week. All they got is an extra 100 left. They're going to go enjoy themselves because they're going to take that 100 and put it in an investment. No, they're not going to do it. It's not because the American way of thinking is that I don't want to do this. It is just a consequence of their reality. Now, should they do it? Probably. Maybe they should take 20 of that 100 and set it aside, right? But that's still going to, for that person, it's not going to make as much sense as it would maybe to you, who maybe is in a position to, and also, let me stop right there. There's also an education component, right? There's a lot of what I learned about money came from me being around people with money. You know, like you don't get it in school. They're not teaching us how to do things in school. Now, what we can do is give people, and I'll allow you to do this, give people instructions on how to manage money if they choose to. Like some people might be YOLO, you know, like Robert. And if they're YOLO, let them be YOLO. But if there are people out there who are thinking like you, give them instruction. Tell them
Mitch,
what they
did
should
you have
do.
a thought? You wanted to say something before Nas got in?
I had an example that kind of goes along with what Nas was saying, is that not everybody has the availability to do. So let me ask you a real quick question, couple questions, just quick answer so I can keep going. How many hours a day do you work on average? Is it over 10? Because I know you're a hustler.
Close to 10. Yep, 10 hours.
Close to 10 a day. Okay. And when you come home, what are you doing when you get home?
Depends. I've got soccer.
Maybe even more work, maybe open the computer and just kind of keep an eye on things, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it turns into an 11-hour day, right?
Yes.
So sadly, you don't have time with your daughter, but there is a majority of Americans out there who even the family with two parents, but specifically speaking, the single parents who come home after an 8-hour workday plus travel time, and then they've got kids to take care of. And they don't have the time to learn this stuff. They don't have the time to grind it out. They can't work 10 hours a day or two jobs, or they can't work a sixth day because they've got kids. So there is an American mind frame. There is a culture here that people buy stuff that they shouldn't. I worked with dozens of people who were making $40,000 a year with $60,000 cars. Made no sense to me. Still doesn't. But that doesn't make them the majority. I worked with a lot of them, but I wouldn't say that they're a majority of people. And it's frustrating. And I see what you see, but there are people with less means than us that are doing what you say, but it accumulates a lot slower when you're only investing $100 a month or $200 a month because you're feeding two kids and you're paying the rent and it's all on one income, and the income is garbage because you live in California.
Oh
yeah, I go ahead, Nas.
But Nemo, too, take this into consideration too. This is where I kind of align with what you're saying. I think
Yeah, I know.
you're kind of being a dick to Americans the way you're saying your shit. But I do understand what you're saying, because there is I understand this about all of my friends that are foreigners. Most foreigners, a lot of foreigners, let me not say most, a lot of foreigners, when they come to America, they start a business. It is a mentality that they carry over from a completely different culture. In American culture,
Yeah.
the people are taught to get a job. So people are just doing what they have been taught to do. And so you have to, I'm not taking away from, I don't want to come off as if I'm trying to say that people don't have responsibility for doing their best, right? If you want to build wealth, there's plenty of opportunities for you to do that, right? But we also do have to take into consideration the other things that could be contributing to a person's inability to build wealth. Now, if you're just talking about spending stupidly, then yeah, I think that you can see that here, but you can see that in other cultures too. The reason why Americans get a bad rap for that is because there is so much wealth here, right? There's so much wealth in America that people start saying, "Well, he's being stupid with his money." Well, you don't think that the girls in some of these little poor countries, if they had access to money, that they wouldn't be doing it too? They would. But it's just in the United States, in the West, they have more access to resources. So that, and also people are lying. A lot of these people are
What do you
not
mean?
doing what they're saying they're doing on social media, man. Like, a lot of people are presenting out there like they're buying all these things and they're living this glamorous life, when really it's a green screen or it's a rented car, or it's, they're not, some of it, even though it's happening in America, it's not necessarily just an American type attitude. It's just what is happening right now. Now, we can have a discussion about some of the things that Americans should be doing. But to classify all Americans as people who don't care about, you
China.
know where most of the wealthy
China.
people are, right?
They're in China.
They're not in
China.
Nigeria.
Hey,
They're in America.
Let me ask you a question.
No.
Emo.
They're in the United
Your
States.
dad have
Go
a
ahead.
business? Your dad have a business?
Yes.
What was his business?
Real estate in Nigeria.
How long has he been doing it? Long time?
Yeah, long time.
Okay, so bro, you can't start on third base, all right, and be that close to home, and then talk bad about people that have been trying to struggle and pull themselves up, and they never had shit their whole lives, and that's what they want. All right, so you had an advantage over a lot of people, man. Your dad showed you the way. Not everybody has that. All right, you were shown the way. You were given, a leg up. Yeah, you were given not just tools, but I'm sure you were given some assistance.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So-
All right. Let's pause
resources.
on that. Let's pause. on
Yeah,
that. Just because I said
yeah.
it's a real estate, it doesn't mean it was successful. My dad is still struggling, just like everybody else.
But he knew, bro.
But he still knew, though.
My father was a milkman. So like even as there was no success. It was just a paycheck. All right, it was just a job. So it was like you had that.
It was just a
Nobody in my
job,
family
yeah.
really had a business. It's not like we really did that.
Right.
So
Okay.
you did have some advantages. So watch who you look down on.
Oh no, I'm not looking down on it. I'm not looking down on anybody.
But
what was that?
Mitch,
Go ahead, Mitch. Did you say Mitch got something to say?
No,
Nos.
I was going to say I was going to say something to Mitch. Mitch is a real estate. Mitch is a real
Agent.
estate
Yep.
agent or broker, right? Now, Mitch, those boys that you raised, I'm sure you did your boys just like I did my boys. You gave them the game, right? So you gave them the game. They know more than a kid who didn't have
Absolutely.
a father who could teach them the game, right? And unfortunately, in the United States, there's a lot of young men and young women, mostly young men, unfortunately, who are not getting the game from a person who's already achieved a lot or who has struggled through it. Nobody taught me how to do anything in my family because they just didn't know, man. We are still accomplishing a lot of our firsts in this country, man, especially among minorities and disenfranchised groups. You're talking about people fighting against redlining, bad bank loans. It's just a whole lot of things that goes into when you're talking about money. And like I say, I do agree that we can have a conversation about some of the bad habits that people have in these United States, but there is also the other side of it that you have to consider too. But I don't know, like I'm trying to figure out what are you getting at with this conversation? Are we talking about money in the sense of how we feel about money, how you
basically
manage
how
it, or
Americans spend
what's
money.
really what?
So let me get back to this little topic about my dad for a second, since it was brought up. So one thing that you guys, well, Rob, you actually you're right about something that you said earlier. So my dad has been in the United States for a long time, and he started so many different businesses, and he was not successful in a lot of businesses. I am the same way. I put my hand in so many different things. I am what you can call a risk taker when it comes to businesses. I see something, I want to jump on it. If it doesn't work, I'm out of it. So I failed on a lot of businesses. But that is an example, just like you said, Rob. I was able to see somebody do it and kind of learn from him and try not to make the same mistake. So I get your point on that. The only thing that I'm trying to get to is foreigner, we value money a lot more than Americans do. And that's just, you can say what you want, but that's just.
I think that's a very general statement, man. Like
Why?
value is relative.
Why?
It's subjective.
Why do you,
like I value my money. I work hard. I value.
You don't
my
value
money.
your money. No, you don't. You don't value your money.
I value seriously. I value the travel.
Yeah, he does because he values what he buys,
and I make good money. All right, and I'm single, and I got no other real responsibilities. Right, so you're damn right, bro. Maybe 3 this trip, bro. All right,
2 pieces.
But you can't tell me I don't value my money. I like to have a good time, and I like spending that extra money. It just doesn't make a difference to me. What I don't value is the fact that I need to save for some rainy day. Listen, what if the rainy day never comes? I want to live right now. Let's live. Let's enjoy the present. I value my money, bro. I work my ass off to get it. And
hey,
I
Mitch, any last words? Go ahead, Mitch.
Yeah, Nemo. I think we all value the money. I think the problem you're having right here is that you value it differently than Rob, than Nas, and then myself. Mm-hmm. But and the rest of America, they value money differently. Some of it is a good valuing, and some of it is a bad valuing. I understand where you're coming from, but Rob absolutely values his money. No one works as hard and drives as much as Rob if he didn't value what that money was going to give him. Now, you may spend it differently if you were making the kind of money he was, or maybe you are. You'll spend it differently, but that's what makes us individuals. You have different goals and different aspirations than Rob, Nas, and myself. And going back real quick, I don't know about Nas's father, but you and I are a lot alike, my friend. We both had fathers who started multiple businesses and struggled through some. My father built a multi-million-dollar hair care company in my early teens, and the bastard sold it before I was of age to work. So I didn't grow up with money. He never created trust for the kids. We didn't grow up with money. But you know what? All 4 of us grew up with as kids with a father who worked hard and had a business. Even before he had the success with KMS, he gave us a sense of value of working hard. And even when a business fails, you continue to work. Not everyone in America gets that. Not everyone in America has a father who was in a position to go out and create these businesses and create these efforts to fail and then to succeed. Some kids just have parents that can only go out there and get jobs, and that's okay. I'm just saying, you and I have an advantage there. Rob didn't have that advantage. I don't know what Nas's background is, but so we grew up with a different opportunity set, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even live in a house till I was late 30s.
My dad.
Till I was late 30s. I never lived in a house that I owned or I was part of owning.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. My dad taught me to grind, man. My dad taught me never call in sick, always work hard. If you can get up out of bed, work. That's what he taught me, right? He taught me what he knew. And I never saw my dad in a position where he needed to ask anybody for anything. My grandfather was the same way. I grew up around alphas, strong men. And so, yeah, I got that. But let me say something, Nemo, to you. One of the reasons why, now this is just a Nas-ism, right? I haven't researched this, but I can kind of think based on the information that I've seen in my experiences with foreigners. A lot of foreigners, depending on the country they come from, they operate from a position of scarcity. And so that's the opposite of the way Rob thinks. Rob doesn't think he needs to build a whole lot of wealth because he believes that he's going to be able to go, he's either going to live the life he's living or he's going to be able to go out there and make money again. A lot of foreigners say, where I came from, I don't have the opportunity to make this type of money. So I'm finna go out here and I'm finna grind and make as much money as I can make. And one of the things Americans do not do is live in a scarcity mindset, unless you're talking about beta males, and they're chasing what they, these women, they operate in a scarcity mindset. Oh, I got to go get this girl because I'm never gonna. And so some people come into this country and they see the opportunities that are here, and all they want to do is make money. And so they look at people who don't think like that and they say they're wasting opportunities. But not everybody is wealth chasing, and not everybody is wanting to build multi-million dollars. Some people just want to live a basic good life, like what I'm going to be doing in next year to a lot of Americans is probably stupid. Giving up a high-paying job with security to go and live off of whatever I've saved, and also building a new business overseas, right? People think that's like would be dumb to a lot of people, right? But I believe in myself. I believe in the opportunities, and I also believe that living in a place and being happy is also going to lend itself to prosperity. And so I could make a regular salary here, but I'll never make more than that because of the anxiety involved with living in a country where a man can get shot 60 goddamn times, and then a young man with emotional problems can just get a gun and kill people, right? So what is wealth?
Okay.
You have to
I completely understand.
We can get philosophical about it.
Point of view that you guys have made. To be honest with you, I'm kind of jealous of the American lifestyle. To be honest with you, I've been in this country.
That's where it came from.
I've been in this country for a long time.
That's where that energy was coming from.
I've worked my butt off. I can't even remember the last time I had one job, to be honest with you. But for the past 2 years or a year and a half, I just wanted to kind of enjoy myself. I just wanted to just enjoy life, not work so hard, and
you have to, man.
Not enjoy what I'm working for. But within that period, I'm also making sure my money is making money for me. So when I'm sleeping, I'm making money. But not everybody is fortunate to have that access to do things like that. So I completely understand that. We're running out of time. We can continue this
me
money
ask you.
talk
Let me
later on.
ask you one more question, Nemo. One more question.
I don't have that time
Let
for
me
one more
ask you one
question,
more
Rob.
question, bro. Let me
I
ask you one
do
more question.
not have that
Let me
time.
ask you one more question.
Unfortunately, you know what? I think our fans want that question. Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
Hey, you've known me for what? About a year now?
I won't say that, but go ahead.
Almost a year, right? Who enjoys their money more than me, bro? Who do you know enjoys their money more than me?
Yeah, you enjoyed a little too much. That's what I'll say.
All right, man.
But
go ahead, man.
hey,
Close
hey,
down
but
the show, bro. Close down the
hey,
show.
guys. Hey, any last word, Mitch?
I got nothing. We could go on for days, but we can revisit a different topic of money in terms of like create a show out of it, make it one spending, one budgeting, one whatever. But thanks for having me. Thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
Hey, any last word, Nas?
Yeah, man. Interesting way to talk about money, man. I can appreciate your perspective.
Definitely. What about you,
Hopefully
Robert?
you can appreciate ours.
Good time, not a long time.
Hey, we are here for a good time for a long time.
Hey,
It's gonna
we
change
don't know that.
Robert's mind.
That's not guaranteed. That's not guaranteed, bro.
Hey, everything is guaranteed. You just gotta live your life. Every day you gotta live the best life you possibly can. Don't worry about tomorrow. You don't say nothing is guaranteed. You make it whatever you want to make it.
That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying to you. Nothing's guaranteed. Let's get it now. Shit.
Hey, I'll see you tomorrow. Is that guaranteed?
No, I'll see you this week though, for sure.
Is that guaranteed?
Hey,
thank you. You just proved my point. That's right. So that's guaranteed. You just proved my point. All right, everybody. We out. Middle age still single. Peace.